currently working on a cosplay for the CSC Worlds Collide costume competition. That's 6 months from now. So I am absolutely petrified of cosplay crunching or competition crunching or con crunch or whatever people want to call it. Terrified. I almost did it for my Nero cosplay. Not technically because I started like 2 months before the convention, but I felt rushed. But I'm not doing that anymore, especially because I am slowly getting into the competition scene and there are at least 2 competitions I want to participate in 2025. So we're starting this cosplay now and I decided to document my progress. For people who are here that's like, oh my gosh, a cosplay tutorial on how to make this cosplay. It's not. It's not. I'm going to be honest, the start of this video is very unorganized when I start crafting, so I do apologize for that. I did film it during exam season as well as before I got this lovely setup. Like the setup that I'm filming on. You can't see it, but you'll see it in a minute. So the video is unorganized. This is part 1 of a multiple part series, so please come back in the following weeks to see my continuous process. We're going to start in a minute. Yeah. Okay, so who am I cosplaying? It's already on the video description, but I'm cosplaying Ayane from Dead or Alive. Ayane is a super cute and feisty character from the Dead or Alive series. She's probably the secondary protagonist after Kazumi, and I wanted to cosplay her because she was personally my main as a child, and I loved her so much, even though I was way too young to be playing Dead or Alive at like, what, 6 years old? But that's here nor there. She is a part of the Hyunjin Mindset Ninja Clan. Do not pronounce that right. But yeah, she's a part of that clan. She is the illegitimate daughter of the clan leader. And she, like, there's like a lot of bad stuff. I'm not going to get into her lore, but here's a wonderful video about the lore that I was honestly watching while making this video. I know about the real life lore, but I was watching it while making this video because it's fun to get into the fandom aspect. She has a quite simple design, which maybe deter a lot of people from cosplaying her or using her as a competition piece because there's not a lot to show in skill. Absolutely no offense, but it's silk. It's a slip dress. Bias tape can be used at the bottom, as well as like, I don't want to say engineering, but like building the bow to stand up as well. There's details to be added, but I added a lot more detail because there's so much room, and you're going to see that in the video. I have a problem with adding too much detail. But anyway, let's start this video in my car. My mother's car. I sadly can't drive yet. I will get my license soon, I promise. First, we started with the Kamukiki braid. I am nowhere near finished this, but I wanted to show off what I got started because it was the first thing I worked with. I will post a tutorial on the later parts, but this is just what I have so far of the braid. Next thing I worked on was the fabric weaving. So I bought yarn and I cut out some cardboard so it had slits for the yarn to go through. And we're taking those slits of yarn and we're going under, over with another piece of yarn. We're going to pull that through and then we're going to just push it down. Or we're going to go again. Never mind. We're going to go again. And after a few times, you're going to push it down so it's all nice and tight. Okay, so we are going to pattern out the pattern for the base dress. I won't need a pattern for the arm cuffs and the socks because the socks are just, I'm going to take the pattern from a pair of shoes and the arm cuffs are generally just a cylinder. This is not too hard, but I just want to make sure I get the top of the dress right, which is the sweetheart top. So let's do this. You need paper. I use photo backdrop paper that I've just been using to like make patterns. You need a pair of scissors and you need pins, like fabric pins. I don't have the pins in my hand right now, but let's show you how this works. Okay, gang, this dress form is broken at the bottom. So we're really just working with it at an angle. First thing I'm gonna do is get my paper and put it there, and that's it. I'm gonna put one pin in it. Hold it in place. I wanted to go the top to end around my mid-center, and me and this dress form have pretty similar proportions. Like, we don't have the similar like boob and waist proportions, but our waist starts at the same, you guys can't see, but our waist starts at the same point because we're the same like length. Does that make sense? Anyways, so I'm gonna cut it right here. Yeah. Okay, so we have the waist taken in. as well as the waist can be taken in, but we don't want sleeves. Remember that this is a tube dress with a sweetheart top. So I'm going to take a piece of marker and kind of draw on where I want to make the cuts first, and then we're gonna cut it. But I'm gonna do it off camera because I feel like this is very awkward, and then you'll see what I mean. I don't know if you guys can see, but I have the general shape of what I want cut out. Typically, most people would do like only do half of the body, but this is not a tutorial. This is a watch me do it. So, you know, let's cut this out and struggle. Okay, so we have it done. Both sides are pretty much symmetrical. I'm probably gonna fix a little bit later. What? Oh my god. Sorry, it doesn't fit me perfectly, obviously, but it has enough where I can do some seam allowance on the top. So let's throw this away and let's make the skirt. You can't see my face. You're just looking at legs. Sorry. I'm just kidding, man. The skirt is literally just a rectangle. Like, she has just a basic tube dress. There's a little bit of going outside this way, so I might maybe make it a cylinder. You can see when I cut the fabric later on, but I don't need to pattern out. I was only worried about patterning out the shirt, but now that the shirt's patterning out, I don't have anything else to pattern. Okay, so it's editing me right now. You're gonna see later on that I actually did end up revising the pattern. I didn't film it, but the pattern is cut in half and then it's cut into thirds after I cut it into the half, and the thirds go on a diagonal piece. I sadly don't have the pattern with me right now, but once I cut out the fabric that you'll see later on, you can definitely see how the pattern has been revised. So this is the beading so far. As you see, like, the fabric has its own line, so I'm just following the lines with the red bead, and then I'm going to go in with a white bead and do it add the white bead there, and then you'll continue to see my progress. Time skip again. We're currently working on the bow, at least the strap that's going to tie the bow together, and I wanted to add a butterfly emblem in the middle, and that's going to be embroidered. So you can see this side. We're going to try to copy it on this side, and then I'll do the middle later, but I'm going to show you guys how to do something called a satin stitch. I don't know why it's called a satin stitch, but this is how I know how to do it. So I'm going to take my needle has my yarn at the end. I'm going to put my needle through there. My needle through, I'm going to put it down, pull it through again, flip it over, and typically satin stitches, you're going to have the same product at the bottom, but I don't want that because it wastes thread. So I'm going to poke through the side here. Let me flip it over so I know exactly where I'm poking, because you can see I have my design drawn out. So I'm going to poke through the side. Ooh, that's a little too close. I'm going to poke through the side, and then repeat that process until, you know, I'm done. And then I'm going to show you what happens when I get to this area, okay? Okay, my needle came off. That's kind of unsexy, but we're going to fix it, and then I'm going to show you how to get to these weird purple, part that I'm going to make purple, okay? Okay, so we're gonna go as normal, but we stop here. Okay, then we're gonna go to the bottom, and we're gonna, well, it's not specifically there. Oh my gosh, it is. We're gonna go on top, then keep going. I don't know how to put it into words, but hopefully you can look. We're gonna poke there, and then we're gonna keep going. We're gonna poke there, we're gonna pull through, then we're gonna poke there. I am so great at explaining things. And then you're gonna repeat the process. You're gonna go underneath again, poke through there, and keep going until you're done. The one thing is, I'm going to stop the camera right now because it's very uncomfortable to film while working, which is why this video has been so, like, sporadic. But I'll come back when I'm done, okay? Okay, I've done it. And I don't know if it looks symmetrical or not. I don't think it does, so I'm going to do a quick transition and just finish it, and hopefully making it more symmetrical. So, okay, so this is done. It's not perfectly symmetrical, but I don't care a lot. So I'm gonna show you how I did this rose looking thing. So we're gonna go through here, yeah, all the way up a little more. We're going to turn or wrap it around my needle a few times. We're going to pull through and keep pulling through. Let's hope. Put it down, pull it down. And then we have another rose. And then I'm gonna keep doing that. Oh, I forgot to do the transition, so. Hey gang, we're making the butterfly. Okay, I'm joking, but I'm gonna continue the roses and go up until I'm finished. Okay, so we have the roses done. I'm going to bead the antennas and then bead the entire like bow thing. I've already shown how I've done beading before on the belt specifically. So, you know, I don't know how to finish this, but I'll show you guys what the beading looks like when I'm done. Probably the worst YouTube video ever because I finished the bow. Y'all saw me embroider. I don't know how to explain how to make a bow, but there's wires sticking out the edge. I feel so bad. This is such a bad video right now. I feel so bad, you guys. But anyway, we're moving on because we're done the bow and we're gonna work on my knee slash shin slash other part of my leg pads. I know in the game she technically doesn't have it, but we're making them now. So I'm gonna first get measurements. So you see my beautiful leg. I want it to go from about this. So let's measure this. But we're gonna use inches because I'm not American, but like America. So let's say about 11 inches wide, and let's do 6.5 inches like wide. So now I'm gonna go get a piece of construction paper so I can measure it out before I actually put it onto my foam. Okay, so I got my 11-inch sheet of paper here, and then I have the 6 inches marked out, but I don't have a ruler right now, so we're gonna use one of these. I should use this for part of the cosplay. I'm so smart. Anyways, we're gonna do 2 straight lines. We're gonna do diagonal line. Can you guys see that? And then we're gonna do this on the top. And then I decided I don't want straight lines. The hell? The frick? The flip? So we're gonna do diagonal lines. So it's like a coffin. Those aren't even. Let's retry that. This is why you guys need a ruler and probably a protractor. I should have designed this on Illustrator or something. And we're gonna make sure it goes all the way down to the end. Same thing with the top pieces. What the heck? What am I doing wrong? Okay. I think I should stop being dramatic. Then we do this at the top. And then we cut it out. Bah! So we have it cut out. I'm going to add some little slits so I can, what's it called? Like actually attach it to my leg. And make it look like actual armor. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, so it was a little too hard to cut it out on the paper. So we're just gonna trace it onto the foam, which I can't do while filming, and cut it out, and then I'll, you know, I hope you guys know how to cut foam. Make sure you have a sharp knife or scissors. I typically like to use an X-Acto knife, but you can use like regular scissors. You can use like whatever else, a razor, whatever else works good for you. Yeah. Okay, so it's cut out. But wait, I don't have any black paint. What am I gonna do? Guess what I have? Fabric. We're gonna be covering the foam armor in fabric, especially because I like the way that the pleather feels. So I'm gonna show you how to do it. Okay, so I have the thing here. I am literally, I'm not cutting it in the shape because remember we still have sides and we need to fold it over. Plus it's gonna be on the curve of my body. So we're literally just gonna cut here and we're gonna get it here. And then that's it. So, what? There. Fold it over, glue it on. For real. Okay, so this is done. I cut it through and I'll put the elastic on. So this is the first part of the armor. I'm trying to think what else needs to be done. All right, the second one. We'll do the second one and then we'll create the purple detail. I haven't ordered the purple fabric yet, but we're gonna put on the, we're gonna cut out a little bit of the purple detail in foam so I just know where it's supposed to be, and then we're gonna bedazzle it. So funny story, I actually lost those shin guards. I lost them until later on. I did end up finishing them, but again, it's in a later part. I am so sorry. I'm just gonna keep telling y'all it's in a later part. So those shin guards don't get mentioned again in this video. It's in a later part. Okay, I'm bedridden, but I finished the bow practically. It's literally all embellishment, so I decided I'm gonna work on like the scarf, headscarf thing that she wears in Ninja Gaiden as well as the DOA 6. It's gonna be a lot more simple than the DOA 6 version. So right now I have my loom knitter because I'm cheating. I'm not hand knitting. I know how disappointed you guys are in me. And we're starting to loom it. It needs to be a good 4 feet. So I'm probably gonna be at this for like 2-3 days straight, but summer break literally just started, so unless I failed on my classes, I'll be good for the summer. So yeah, let's continue this. Because I finished the scarf base, I decided that it was way too plain, so I'm going to add origami butterflies to the end of it. So I cut out a bunch of origami squares in various sizes, and we're just going to fold all of them, which is going to be a pain in my butt. So I'm not going to force you guys to watch that. So okay, so I finished the butterflies. You can see a few varying sizes. Those ones were too small to fold. So if I need more, I'm probably going to cut them out into butterfly shapes. But I have them on here and we're going to hand sew them on to this. I am not looking forward to that because sewing these together killed me. Like, my thumbs are numb. But we'll get through it. Plus, I have a new crafting space. Anyway, as I was saying, we got a little bit of an upgrade to crafting space. I now have an actual crafting table, which is really uncomfortable to sit at right now. I'm probably gonna have to fix that. Anyways, we have an update to the crafting area. I don't know where I'm gonna put this wig head, but I have an update to the crafting area so I actually can film properly instead of filming on my floor. So I'm going to explain what I just did. We have our thing split up. There's 9 of each, so it obviously can't be split up evenly, but I have 9 pieces over here. I have 9 pieces in a different pile. We're going to start working on the left side. We're working on a side, and it's gradually going to go up. I'm not going to go all the way because half of it goes on my neck, and I don't want to have like butterflies in my mouth. But we're just going to hand sew a little bit on. So yeah, I don't know how to explain that. You can watch me. Okay, so I am going to show you and talk you through how I sewed it on. First things first, because the stitching is so loose, it's not like regular fabric, so I had to tie in between the stitching to keep my thread in place, so I had something to stabilize off of. Then I would go through the back of the fabric, but only try to get through 1 layer because the origami has like 7 layers, and I did not need my thumbs to go through all of that. Once I had it going through, I would typically stitch as normal, and then we do a bunch of stretch tests. Okay, so we finished one side and it looks so cute. What are you doing? Okay, so we finished one side and I think it looks really cute. I love the way that they like sway. There's gonna be a lot of movement in this scarf, so I'm very excited for it. Let's do the second side and then we'll be 100% done the scarf. Wow! Okay, so we finished the scarf. Look how pretty that is. Oh my gosh. All the little details. So watch me put this on. And then one more time. What a cute little scarf. So we have that done, and we're about to start working on the earrings. The earrings are going to be these gems, but clearly these gems, oh wow, that is so bright. These gems are green, if you can't tell. Ayane doesn't really have any green in her outfit, and I get green is good, but with the color scheme I'm going for, we want black, red, yellow, and purple. So we're going to paint these purple and then turn them into earrings. So let's get started on that. Look how much more organized the videos are because I have the little desk thing. Yeah. Right. Yeah, sorry, this is the end of the video. You're not gonna get to see the earrings until next week because if you follow my Instagram, you know that this video was originally supposed to be, what, 3 to 4 hours long. That's a little insane. So I decided to split the video into 20-minute increments so I have more videos to post. And so I have so it's not insane. If you watched it the entire way, thank you so much because that beginning was rough. It was rough for me to, anyways, it was rough. But if you do want to see me working on the earrings and other parts of the cosplay earlier, follow my Patreon. Subscribe to me on Patreon. All tiers get to see my YouTube videos 1 week in advance, as well as they get exclusive content to my cosplay posts and get early access to my cosplay posts, and I would really appreciate if you joined. If not, that's fine. Just liking and subscribing this video is absolutely enough, and don't forget to subscribe so you can see part 2 of this video. I don't know how to end a video. I just want to say thank you so much, especially for enduring that first half. Oh my gosh. But come back next week to see how I continue this cosplay. Love y'all.